Our next story is about Byjus, India's biggest edtech company. 2 weeks back, we told you that it was planning to sack 5% of its workforce. Well, there's been a rather interesting development to that end. It concerns Byju Ravindran, the Chief Executive Officer of Byjus. He has sent an email to his employees, an email which sounds more like an apology note for employees who are in the process of being fired. The letter is both intriguing and controversial. We'll tell you why in a bit. First, let me read out the most telling excerpts. I'm quoting here. I realize that there is a huge price to pay for walking on this path to profitability. I'm truly sorry to those who will have to leave Byjus. It breaks my heart too. To lose those who will be moving on, you probably think this is where I will say the next company you will work with will be lucky to have you. Sure, the hands, hearts and minds that build the world's leading edtech company will always be in demand. But this is the key part. No, what others see as layoff, I only see as time off. Bringing you back by putting our company on a sustainable growth path will now be the #1 priority for me. Now, reports are painting this as an emotional farewell letter. A letter where the CEO has sought forgiveness for the layoffs. They're praising him for being frank and honest in his message. But was he really? I want to stress on 2 lines that stayed with me. 1, there is a huge price to pay for walking on this path to profitability. And 2, what others see as a layoff, I only see as time off. Now here's the thing. If Byjus intends to rehire the sacked employees, then why fire them in the first place? Why not send them on a sabbatical or perhaps make them take a pay cut? My point is simple. Such promises are tough to swallow and they sound hollow at best. Secondly, you can't be laying off employees on one end and talking about profitability on the other. This violates the very ethics of layoffs. First of all, it is never right to throw out employees who have invested their lives in a company. And even if you are, you can't make them a scapegoat for poor profits. This only affects the morale of those who are retained. They look at the fate of their colleagues and wonder if their own performance will guarantee that they in fact don't lose their job. Research has proven this. A 2002 study found that after a layoff, those who survived experienced a 41% decline in job satisfaction, a 36% decline in organizational commitment, and a 20% decline in job performance. Do you get my point? Being respectful, having empathy is the first thing you need to do when communicating layoffs to your employees. If not, you're only putting yourself on track to lose more of them. Talking about the future of the company, Byjus, talking about chances of better profits, that they don't need to know that their company will fare better without them. This is all unnecessary. Another thing the story highlights is a colossal fall from grace for Byjus. Remember, it is India's biggest edtech company with the highest market valuation. It has struck many big-ticket deals with a slew of high-profile buyouts. But it has been on a slippery slope of late. Not only is it laying off employees, but it's also delaying the many deals that it was expected to crack. In fact, just last month, reports revealed that Byju's losses had risen to more than 4,500 crores in the last financial year. This was at least 10 times the losses it had incurred in the last 7 years. Why? What went wrong for the company? Now, I pose this question to Sunil Chemankotil, the CEO of Team Lease Digital. Take a look at what he said.
Growth at any cost is something which is not a sustainable model, So what went wrong, I guess, is that they went behind the growth, and also the funding ecosystem was such that they were paying they were paying the price for the growth. So I think this is something to do where all those levers which make sense for a organization to be profitable has to be taken at some point. And I guess this is the time when they had to make that correction, because as I earlier stated, it's not a sustainable model.
Now, here's the thing. Byjus is India's most valued startup. If it is laying off 2,500 employees, what sort of an example does it set? What does it tell us about the state of affairs? What about other startups? Are they taking similar decisions? Yes, they are. Take the case of Front Row, another Bengaluru-based edtech company. It has laid off 75% of its workforce. That's around 130 employees. Then we have unicorns like Ola, Blinkit, Unacademy, and Vedantu. They're all taking similar steps and laying off a considerable amount of employees. How do we perceive this trend? Is the party over for Indian startups? Is India's startup boom slowing down? If yes, then why? Is this a dangerous trend in the current economic climate? Will more startups go the Byju's way? I'll wrap up this story with this answer. Listen in.
It is a very difficult situation most of the startups are facing. I guess this is just a phase. If you look at the total layoffs from 2020, close to 25,000 employees have been laid off, which accounts to around 13 to 14% of the global layoffs. If you look at the layoffs in 2022, it is really a difficult situation, and I would guess that going forward we should be very cautious when we are on the growth trajectory, and growth at any cost is not a sustainable model.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.